There are two types of opinion that you surely look at, or maybe a number of opinions here. So we have those opinions that will affect the key opinion, and there are those opinions that do the forms of arise because of certain scenarios. So these opinions are the ones that are auditor's responsibility. Audit responsibility. Number 4 is called management responsibility. This one is called the address. Number 2 is called the addressee. Number 3 is called the management responsibility. Number 1 is called what? The title. And then we have number what? Number 7 is called legal matters and other issues like risk. Number 8 is called what? The signature. And number 9 is called the date. So if your report has 10 elements only, then it means your report is unmodified. You have not decided to add any extra. Just like my house here. Previously, before it was maybe modified, it used to have how many? 4 rooms. But now after modification, it has an extra 2B and it has an extra room there.